Let's take a look at a game that's fundamental to play if you have a SNES or indeed the Snes Classic Mini, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This epic 16-bit game builds upon the foundations of what the first Zelda games did on the NES and creates another epic adventure for Link to battle through. The story, which is pretty much almost a template for all Zelda games, is that Link is to become the hero of Hyrule and essentially is the one destined to free the land from Gannons' evil grasp, rescue Princess Zelda and also possess the Triforce, which has the power to grant wishes. There are no doubt tons of excellent reviews of this phenomenal game out there, and I'm pretty sure that nearly everyone has played it. You guys probably already know that it's one of the best games on the SNES, so I decided to do a personal overview as to why I think it is so good. Well, the game has a really easy learning curve right away. You start off with very little hearts, no weapons, and essentially you must work your way through the game, leveling Link up by finding health upgrades in the form of giant hearts and heart pieces, important items that are central to progression in the game, and of course spells and weapons dotted all over Hyrule that require a little bit of puzzling to get your hands on. It's the sort of game that encourages exploration with hidden caves and secret staircases all over the place, and offers plenty of rewards the further you get through the game. The overworld also acts as a kind of guide, letting you know where you need to go next, and offers up challenging puzzles and side quests to earn even more secret goodies. Whilst there are many secret items and weapons that I wasn't able to get first time round, I like the fact that the game caters for many types of players, in that if you want to just play through the game without finding absolutely everything, then you can do this. However, if you want to explore everywhere and grab everything, then this too can be achieved, although some items do require a bit of thought to work out how to obtain. Zelda wouldn't be Zelda without talking to various individuals within the game, and doing so nets you not only solutions to certain situations, but also is required to buy certain items. There are various shops dotted about all over Hyrule, and as you get stronger and acquire magic which powers some important items pivotal to completing certain dungeons, you will need to buy magic and life medicine to replenish Link and allow him to solve puzzles. The game also has a really good difficulty curve, which gradually gets more difficult the further you get through Hyrule and the more you collect. Once you solve the first 3 dungeons, which are required to get pendants to allow you to wield the Master Sword, then the game takes an interesting new twist and places you in an alternate Dark World, which is an evil mirror image of Hyrule. It is from here that Link must warp back and forth between these two worlds, because certain items and places in the Light World can only be gained by visiting the Dark World and vice versa. The gameplay is just what you'd expect from a Zelda title. You roam around Hyrule and its dark alter ego, defeating enemies, swinging your sword, collecting rupees to buy items and blowing up caves, all while accompanied by the iconic Zelda theme and the Dark World theme in the Dark World. Familiar baddies make their return, from bats to Stalfos Knights, skeletons, moblins, Gibdos, as well as some new crawler dungeon traps such as freaking laser beams and spike traps, and also some dungeons contain switches that you have to use multiple times to raise and lower 2 types of blocks in order to get further through them. I like the way the dungeons are designed, and at first they can seem a little bit like, how the hell am I going to get through this? I can't tell you the amount of times I thought I'd hit a dead end and explored every single room over and over, only to find I'd missed a hidden entrance that needed to be blown up. However, the dungeons are actually pretty easy upon reflection, with the last one being somewhat challenging and may take multiple playthroughs to crack successfully. Even the bosses are not that hard and just require that Link have the appropriate item and or magic to beat them. Provided you have extra medicine, magic and life, you can blitz them all with a minimum of fuss once you get to grips with how this game plays. Some of my favourite bosses were the Armos Knights, who were the first ones in the game, bouncing around. There was of course the Moth, and the 2-headed dragon, who required the use of the ice and fire rods to beat. Where this game shines is that more often than not there are multiple ways to help Link in certain situations and also to get important items. One example of this was when I found this cave here, which has a long passageway of spikes, and at the end lies the Cane of Brinner. Oh sorry, I meant Burner? B-Y-R-N, I don't really know how to pronounce it, I'll just call it Brinner. In any case, you could go and find the magic cape which turns you invisible and invincible, or you could do what I did and leg it quickly, walking through as my energy decreased and lifting the barrier at the end before I died. It took me a few tries, but I got the cane in the end. It just goes back to my point that certain items make the game easier, but are by no means totally compulsory. Of course, this Zelda game has fairies, quite a lot of them, and besides just restoring your health, some fairies actually have the power to increase the number of bombs or arrows you carry and upgrade your weapons. I like the fact that when I was low on health after dealing with a challenging area, they were always just around the corner. The controls are absolutely perfect, and Nintendo have wisely stuck to the tried and tested Zelda method, meaning that anyone can pick up and play Zelda and have no problems whatsoever. Also, the graphics are just brimming over with gorgeousness. Gorgeousness? What am I saying? Is that even a word? The visuals are colourful, clear and sharp, with Hyrule and its inhabitants looking extremely stunning, and to this day this game doesn't feel like it has aged one bit and is just as good as I remember it. So, was there anything that I didn't like about this game? Well, there were a few things that really annoyed me, such as having to accurately light these torches here in Turtle Rock, ensuring that you hit them in a certain order, because the Cane of Samaria must be used to create a moving platform. You have to light the torches and ensure you have enough time to get to the door before it closes. Also, I did feel that some of the rooms in Gannons Tower were just a little too overkill and seemed never ending. I really didn't think it was necessary to put Link through so much spamminess. Finally, what really annoyed me is having to beat Moldorm here. Now, it's not the fight that's difficult, as I had the upgraded sword. It's just the fact that if you fall or are knocked off into one of the holes, then you fall down and have to climb your way up again, which is just, I suppose, mildly frustrating. I suppose you could argue that the fight would just be way too easy without this gimmick, which I understand, but I would have preferred if Nintendo had just made Moldorm a little tougher, maybe give him a force field that generates every now and again. Despite these niggles, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is well worth your time and attention, with a solid story, addictive and explorative gameplay and some stellar music. Also, it positively rewards the player throughout, and this really helps when dealing with some of the more challenging aspects of the game. It might take you several tries to complete a specific task, but once you do, it's a great feeling, and one which diminishes any frustration you first felt, with a feeling of, I can do this. So, in conclusion, The Legend of Zelda is an awesome game. I mean, it's a Zelda game, so why wouldn't it be? Play it any way you can. For this video, I used the Snes Classic Mini, but the purist in you may prefer playing on an actual SNES. Again, it's still just as playable now as it was upon its release in the early 90s, proving that games like this are timeless and were built to last. Thank you so much for watching my review. If you have enjoyed it, why not subscribe, as you'll really be helping my channel to grow, and you will be notified every time I upload a new video, and I've got great new content like this coming each and every single week. Thank you so much, take care, and I will see you next time.